in me.
Hey everyone, welcome to 702 Rocks presents Internal Energies with Minette and Michelle. We're here every Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. Hey Minette, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How
I
are you
love your
doing?
makeup today. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your daughter helped you with your hair today.
Yes, she knows how to use those wand things.
Love it, love it. I got to get some secret tips from her. So it's a beautiful day today. It's the first Friday of June. And I think First Friday is going on tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I love downtown First Friday. If anyone doesn't know, it's got a bunch of musicians, artists, sculptors, everything under the sun from creativity. It's out First Friday downtown. Check them out tonight. And going on also, we have Dive Bomber in the house, the guitarist Catfish. He's going to be telling us about him performing over at the Las Vegas Country Saloon tomorrow night. So that's exciting as well. I love Catfish. He's a dear friend of mine. So we also have James Pells in the house from J. Pells Promotions. He's going to be talking about how he got started as a model and a promotion director, and basically what the first half hour of this show is going to be with Internal Energies is how people reached in from within their soul and created their world, from their goals to making it into a reality, and just how they made that happen. So Internal Energies, we're going to be talking a little bit about the spiritual side of energy with people, and it could be with anything: music, art, life, everything under the sun. So we're going to have a great show today. And super thanks to our sponsor of 702 Rocks Internal Energies, Permanent Makeup by Rebecca. She can't make it today. She's in Chicago. But get more information, makeupbyrebecca.com. She just got done doing my eyebrows. I love them. And she's going to do my lips next. So I'm really excited. And she's like, you got some big lips, girl. So it may take a couple hours. But that's okay. That's okay. So what's going on in Minette's world?
You know, it's really been a fantastic week. My second book came out this week, The Energy of Healing. I know. And it went bestseller on Amazon. So 2-time best-selling author. How does it get better than that?
So now you're a celebrity radio host and a world-renowned best-selling author. How do you feel? That's pretty exciting stuff.
It's really amazing. It's, you know, the choices I've made and the spaces I've opened up and the vibration I'm at now just keeps bringing in all these amazing beings to play with. So
fun. You're always traveling all over the place, but where can people go to get more information about your bar access workshops?
Yes, you can go to my website, www.internalenergies.com, or you can check me out on Facebook, Minette Internal Energist.
You're not going to be here next week.
No, I'll be in Denver. I'm going to an advanced healing class for an advanced body energy modality that I'm really looking forward to. So,
I have a celebrity singer, Nieve Melandra, coming on. Mm-hmm. I actually saw her last night on Fremont Street. Catfish and I did at the Zoe Bowie band. Say that 10 times. And she's a singer there with Lydia Ansel. Big shout out to those girls. I love them so much. And to Zoe Bowie. He is a rock star. Everybody knows Zoe Bowie. So I've been busy. I've been running around, and I went to a birthday party, and it was at Tao. Have you ever been to Tao?
No.
Oh, it's so fun. The restaurant there is amazing. It's like 4 stories. It's in the Venetian, and every story is different. It's like restaurant, nightclub, lounge, and then the pool beach club at the top. It's so hot. So I went with my girlfriends. Lydia was there, Nieve was there. We were celebrating my friend Tiffany's birthday. Robin Leach held it, of all people. Wow. The lifestyle of the rich and famous. So that was a fun time. And then the next day I went to Fremont Street. I was celebrating with my friend Catfish. It was his birthday. And so we went out, and I went to Grand Laughs. It's down at downtown Grand with Paul Scally. He is the funniest comedian ever. He brings on the funniest people. I almost peed in my pants. I laughed so hard.
I'll have to go check him out.
I know. But, and then afterwards I met up with Catfish, and when we saw Zoe Bowie on Fremont Street, he was like, I'm such big fans of Lydia and Nieve. And I went up, I was like, come here. And they all said hi to us and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. Too bad we can't go backstage, because I would be so having you getting selfies with these girls right now. It's so funny.
What a birthday present.
I know.
Happy birthday.
It's a good time. Thank you very much.
So Catfish, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I met Catfish, about 7 years ago.
God, I can't believe
And he is a tech man. He got me into podcasting. He created my blog. He told me everything I needed to know to create the whole Foxy Roxy show. And so now here I am, and I'm in Radio Land, and finally I got my TV show. And so you're here, and you're finally seeing me in action. It's exciting.
Amazing how everything goes full circle. I'm really proud of you for everything that's happened over the last 7 years. And,
Thank you, Catfish.
Looking forward to see what happens next.
And I'm so proud of your band, Dive Bomber,
Thank
because when I met you, you were putting things together. You're trying different musicians to try and get your band all together.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the brain and the heart behind Dive Bomber.
Well, I do a lot, but let's be clear. I mean, everyone in the band is, amazing at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And really, everything changed when we met our singer, Nomad, because he, as you know, brings something really unique, I think, to the scene. And ironically...
Well, first let's tell it, he's like super buff. He could basically, he's a ninja, basically.
Well, he used to run Gabriel Gonzaga's school back east, the UFC heavyweight fighter.
That's
so
crazy.
Wow.
Shout out to Team Link and to Gabriel himself.
We were trying to get him out on Fremont Street, and we knocked on his door, and he opened up in his tidy whities. And I'm telling you what, I was trying so hard not to check out his body, because I was like, holy cow, he's got an 8-pack. Oh my, because during the performances, he body paints himself is entirely painted. It takes about 6 hours to get painted.
Wow.
So I've
6 to
never
8,
seen
yeah.
him in the flesh, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, I've never met him, actually.
He's
in
a
the
very
flesh.
interesting guy, and he's really attuned to what we're talking about today in terms of the energies and so forth that we're speaking about, because
Let's
he
talk about
actually
that.
studied the Shankara tradition in India for a little while, and then came back over here, and he's actually been very instrumental in helping me through my recovery of the health issues that you alluded to earlier, with a lot of the breathing techniques, 3-stage breathing and Ujjayi breath, and some other things that have really been impactful for me as I've been able to recover and to get back in the gym on a regular basis.
Now, just a little backing up. For anyone who doesn't know, when I met Catfish, he had some kidney issues. You really needed a kidney transfusion, and tell us the story.
Yeah, it was really strange. I played flag football for about 10 years, and when I stopped playing, I started coaching. The first season that I started coaching, the very first practice, I went out and I barely did anything, and I went home and my knee swelled up literally like a softball.
Wow.
And it didn't go down for about 6 months because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They finally figured out to give me prednisone, and they figured out that I had a kidney issue, chronic nephritis.
So what did you have to do at that point?
Basically, I had to look for a kidney because it's a degenerative disease. It doesn't have a cure. So.
And you, be it that you're a big kid, you love to go party like a rock star, and
That's
you're like,
true.
I don't want to face this. It was a real demon that you had to overcome.
Yeah, I definitely had to make some lifestyle changes immediately, and then more lifestyle changes long term, especially after the kidney transplant. So.
But let's talk about the miracle of you meeting Stormy.
Yeah, that was a strange situation where I had met this young lady named Stormy, and we had a very brief romantic encounter, and then kept in touch. And then she found herself in a disadvantageous situation, and I offered to let her stay with me till she got her life back on track. And she saw what I was going through and offered to donate me a kidney. And it turned out that
Just lo and behold, you guys are having chips and salsa, and you're like, yeah, you can have my kidney. Sure, why not?
Well, she had been staying with me for like a month or two and had seen the struggles, because I used to have frequent gout attacks because of the situation I was going through, which are very painful. And when she saw that, bless her heart, she offered to get tested, and it turned out that she was beyond a perfect match.
Wow.
Now, what a miracle that
Yeah.
you, lo and behold,
Crazy.
find this lady, and you guys connect, and you have a relationship, and just so happens to be that she gets tested, and it's so perfect
Yeah.
that they say you're almost related to an extent.
Yeah,
which is a little creepy. But
yeah, I know it is a little creepy, but it turns out that
what is a millionth of that chance happening?
Well, I don't believe in coincidences or
No,
chances, right?
yeah, the universe is working miracles.
That's
there.
right. It was definitely a miracle.
So you
And
made the switch. You
So-
got her kidney.
Christmas Eve 2012, we did the kidney transplant.
Wow, what a good Christmas gift.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. And, and for anybody out there who's thinking about donating a kidney, I would just say that it is really the most benevolent and kind thing that you can do for someone. And to make it easier for folks to understand how sort of safe it is and how quick the recovery is for the person donating the kidney, Stormy was, back to her normal bar routine about a week later. So she didn't miss a beat.
And when I met her and I told her how much I love her for what she did, she's like, "Oh, it was nothing." I was like, "Wow, what a sweet girl!"
Yeah.
Just to give her kidney and something like that is amazing. And now you're here, you're healthy. And tell us about you performing tomorrow night at the Country Saloon. I am so excited.
We are really excited. We're out there doing a benefit for homeless veterans of Las Vegas. And we're going to be playing with some incredible bands, friends of ours, folks like Attack of the Rising, which are local bands. And then we're playing with, a guy by the name of Ira Black, who's a very famous guitar player. He spent some time in Metal Church and in Lizzie Borden. I think his band now, Death Division, is playing.
Wow, you got a lot of rock stars coming out.
Yeah, so his band's going to play, and then there's an all-star jam at the end of the night with a bunch of famous folks like Bobby Blotzer, the drummer from Rat, and Ann Boylan from Hellion, the singer. So it's going to be a really fun time.
So Las Vegas Country Saloon, it's above Hennessy's, and it's going to be tomorrow night.
From 4 to 12, the event goes, and then there's a VIP party at Vamped afterwards. So
very cool.
$10 donation gets you in the Fremont experience part of it, and then a $50 donation for Vamped at the VIP after party at midnight.
Love it. So if you have no plans, now you got something to do.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm wearing my Dive Bomber tank top. I finally get to see you guys perform.
I'm really excited about
I'm
that.
so excited. And tell me a little bit about Dive Bomber. Do you have a CD for sale? Where can people go and check you out?
We do. Things are down currently, unfortunately, on our web store. We're going to be putting that up. But you can get the music. You can actually go to divebomber.org and download the MP3s for free if you'd like.
Nice.
Or you can get the music on iTunes as well. We have our first album called Pinups and Parachutes, which came out a few years ago. And we're in the process of recording with Bill Matoyer, who was the vice president of Metal Blade Records back in the 80s. So he did all like the Slayer stuff and all that kind of stuff. So we brought him in to give our next album a little bit more edge, and we anticipate it's going to be released in January of next year.
Sounds hot. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And a little bit about Dive Bomber. We're on the Internal Energy Show. And since I'm playing Laura Wright in the background, this is my girl. I saw her perform at the Tuscany. She's Anthony Padilla's girlfriend. And I was like, girl, give me your CD. I'm going to play it. That's right. She's rocking out.
Nice.
So big shout out to Laura Wright. But what I want to talk about with being a musician is you have to have a lot of power internally to keep yourself going.
That's right.
I mean, when you have a booked gig, and you're having to pack, and you're having to drive, and then you have to unpack, and then you have to set up, and then you have to warm up.
Yep.
That's a lot of internal energy that you have to store for later in that night for the performance, because it's 11 p.m. or late,
And typically we're out of San Diego, and we play most of our shows in LA, so then we have to get in the car, drive back to San Diego, and then we have to load our gear, which is very heavy, up a flight of stairs back into our studio. So
I love reading it about Facebook. You always put these great post descriptions of what you're doing, where you're going.
Thanks.
And but how do you do it internally?
Well, honestly, a lot of it for me personally, and especially for Nomad, is the things that Nomad's taught me in terms of the breathing. And obviously, I've been in the gym pretty consistently since the kidney transplant, because I feel very blessed to be able to be physical now, where that was taken away from me for a long time.
Right.
But really, the breathing techniques that I've been using, that Nomad's taught me, have made a big difference in my endurance and my stamina, because breath is really the center of everything that you do. If you're at the gym, you'll notice that if you breathe correctly, your performance will be enhanced. And the breathing techniques that he's taught me have enabled me to control my breath better, and also to expand my lung capacity, which gives you a much better ability to to have a lot more stamina.
So give us some tips real quick on breathing.
Well, I'm not qualified to really teach it, but if you look up on YouTube, 3-stage breathing, and Ujjayi breath. And
how do you spell Ujjayi?
That's a good question.
No.
And
we'll have
also
to phone a friend.
Yeah, and so the 3-stage breathing is really good for expanding your lungs. And then this thing called Bhastrika is a really good way to use your breath to purify the body a little bit. It helps get out the toxins, which for me, with only one kidney, is a good thing to do.
Yes,
obviously.
it is. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Vegas. I'm so excited to see you perform tomorrow night. Give the .coms if people want to find more information about Dive Bomber.
Divebomber.org, or you can reach us on facebook.com/divebombermusic, and on that page, all the details for the event tomorrow are posted.
Cool. Hey, Lawrence, can you check out Dive Bomber on YouTube? Maybe pull out a couple songs? He said, yeah. He's the magic man behind the board operating at Vegas All Net.
Awesome.
So, in the meantime, thank you for being a guest, Catfish.
Thank you for having me.
And my next guest, James Pells, he was on my TV show last week, 702 Rocks Beyond the Hobby with Danny Vegas.
Yeah, buddy.
Had so much fun. The one thing I love about James Pells, besides that he's super cute and he wears like all of this crazy rainbow fashion that I'm just super interested in, you're really good with
blushing.
Oh, stop. You're really good with social media. See, the one thing I really appreciate when I invite guests onto the show is that they promote on their social media where people can tune in and listen to it. And you did exactly that without even me giving you any instructions. So thank you to you, James. Welcome to the show.
She actually told me to do it, but we'll just...
come
no,
on.
I was kidding.
Come on.
Well, you followed directions well.
Yes,
Thank
you
Yes.
did, yes. Well, I mean, I slightly mentioned it, but you went beyond
She's
the
like, you
limit.
better do it or you're
Oh,
not on the
stop
show.
it.
And you did
Stop
it. You're
it.
trainable. That's great.
I'm like a little dog.
Whoops. So, James, how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah?
It's Friday.
Yay.
I'm on the show. I'm here
Yay.
in Vegas, so meeting new people. I mean, that story, Catfish, that's incredible.
Isn't
So,
it?
Yeah.
He needs to
it's-
write a book. Telling you.
Seriously, like...
Not only that, but I'm surprised you're not the singer because he's kind of got a sexy voice. But anyways, besides
She's
that.
hitting on us, man.
No, I'm giving compliments. I'm giving compliments.
I'm wishing, but I know that Gene wouldn't appreciate that, so I'm minding my P's and Q's.
Oh, hi, babe. He knows I'm just,
Hi,
I'm
Gene.
just playing.
Well, how's your
love you.
internal energy doing now? You feeling a little better? Yeah, that's good.
So, James, tell us about J. Pell's Promotions.
So, J. Pell's Promotions is all about promoting the future. So, it's about promoting artists, creatives, talents, in whatever form that they do their talent in, whether it's fashion, whether it's music, whether it's painting, art, acting, dancing. I want to be involved in giving you a platform to showcase your skills and your talents to the world. Because
Interesting.
artists are what bring color and light into this world.
Yes, sir.
And it is a responsibility for us in entertainment to make sure that those artists get their messages out there to the highest degree as possible.
What do you think about First Friday?
First Friday's cool. I've experienced it probably a handful of times, and it's definitely a scene that I see totally growing into something even bigger than it is now.
Absolutely.
So as long as the community and the locals are totally plugging in and everyone's having fun and it continues to grow without any roadblocks happening or any sort of messes happening, I think it's going to be something really powerful.
Now, I love your messy pants. They're all colorful. Tell me about them.
Well, should I
Say the name.
should I stand up and give them a show?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Galactic-
Give us a
Pants.
fashion show.
it's
runway.
Galactic Orgasm Design
Galactic Orgasm
Orgasm.
Design.
Yeah, by
on
Eros
the
Christos.
Internal Energy Show
Wow.
of all
Let me give you-
things.
let me give
How
you
does it
guys
get better
a-
than a
I
galactic
don't know.
orgasm?
Woo, let's take a 5-minute break. Just kidding. Woo, so these pants are so colorful.
They're amazing.
They're crazy. And he has all sorts of different lines that he actually models. He has a street team that they go out and they wear these designs and then they promote it at different nightclubs. And he gives out all the shout outs and tags on his social media. So he does this with his promotion company, J. Pell's Promotions. And James, I just love what you do. You're a very creative guy. You're very diverse. And you're from the little city of Carson City, Nevada.
Carson City 775 represent,
Woo!
baby.
I just drove through there just the other day when I was on my way to Tahoe. It's a very nice town. I like it there.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. It looked like you had fun.
I did.
Yeah, it's small town. I mean, it's a capital city, so very conservative, I would say, type of place. I'm very proud of where I'm from, but at the same time, I'm very glad that I got out into the world to explore and find out who James Pells is.
There you go. And I like that because what you say about your company is you're sprouting and naturally grown, which is so cute to me
Yeah.
because that's such an organic definition of how you perform. Your mindset is all about believing that anything is possible.
Yes, totally
which is
true.
Minette is all about anything. Believe
Yes.
anything is possible.
That's why I'm so happy to be on the show. I mean, when you told me about the show and it was like Minette and Internal Energies, I looked on the website. I was like doing my research. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go on the show, and we're gonna talk juicy. We're gonna talk some good stuff.
We're going to talk infinite possibilities and expansion.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you.
So let's talk about that. Opening up the horizon to infinite possibilities. How did you begin, James? What was your first journey?
Oh, well, since I was a little kid, I've always been the type of person that questioned what life was all about. Like, I've been this philosopher. Like, I'm sitting here, like, looking at the stars, like, stroking my chin. Like, what is the purpose of this place? And just, I've always been like this little kid, just going out, or like a baby bird in the nest, just flopping out and just completely failing, like,
I found
all
a
the
baby bird
time.
that fell out of the nest. Did you? I posted the video on Facebook, everyone.
I saw that. Gene saved it, right?
He did. It was so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the same way, you're kind of like a baby bird that flopped out of the nest.
Just flopping out of the nest, and it's like I'm freaking boom,
Don't
crushed.
bang your hands on the board.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's like I'm like being crushed all the time, but it's all about never giving up and keep pushing and keep doing and living your dreams, because I've always had this feeling that entertainment was something I was supposed to be involved in. I didn't know how or why or what, but I just kind of followed my intuition and followed my heart on that, and it's been leading me to a path that I still don't even know where it's going to go. Like, I just the steps are revealed, like, just a little bit, just enough for me to see, just to do the next step.
I think those are life lessons, though. You go a little bit further, a little bit further. I don't think there's ever a point where you stop.
Well, what's amazing
Until you're laying in the ground 6 foot under,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yes. And when you don't have any expectations and you don't know what's going to show up, it opens you up to infinite possibilities rather than saying, hey, I want it to be this. And that's so linear in this reality.
Yeah.
If we say, you know what, I don't know what's happening next, but I know what I'm doing right now and what I'm choosing to create more possibilities, you open yourself up to receive so much more.
Oh, I totally believe that. And that whole expectation thing, that's something someone's recently said to me, is like, don't attach an expectation to something. Just do your thing and let it be.
Yes.
And it'll unravel into something so beautiful and so amazing that you'll be like, whoa, that was way better than what I
You couldn't even have
thought
imagined
to
that.
expect, you know?
Yes.
Catfish, do you agree with that?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me 10 or 15 years ago where I'd be today, I would have never believed you.
Really?
Yeah.
So, James, you definitely give people a platform to promote. And tell me some of the artists that you've also promoted, some of the models.
Well, right now I'm actually not officially promoting anybody. I have this stir and pot of people kind of in my back pocket that I haven't officially said that I'm promoting you. So as of the people that I'm promoting and the businesses and the products I'm promoting, you know, obviously Eros Christos and his fashion line and his clothing. And I am actually started to work with Mr. Vinny Favorito, who has just had his new show last night on the Strip. So I'm working with the Pod Brother and him. He's a free man now. He doesn't have a contract with the Flamingo, so
Nice.
he's got his own show. So I'm in the process of doing some workings with that. But in regards to the talents, I'm keeping that a secret until I'm ready to reveal them.
Okay.
So he's just going to play. So he's got a lot of people he can play with.
So, yeah, exactly.
So when you're
Exactly.
ready, come on out and tell us the big opening when you're going to promote all your talent and stuff. J. Pell's Promotions.
Don't worry, I surely will do that.
No, I love that. This has been really great. I mean, even from where you were talking about conscious breath. I mean, that's so
Very
important
true.
in healing and with your energies. You don't realize anytime we're going through any type of stress or anything, like even whether it's physical struggle, emotional struggle, mental struggle, the first thing we do is we contract and we stop breathing.
That's right.
And if you can just take a second to realize, wow, I'm contracting right now. What am I inviting is more possibility. And you just stop and take that conscious deep breath and invite the universe into play. You know, you start to open yourself up to so much more.
Yeah, every time Nomad and I go through the breathing stuff, he's always telling me to think about feeling everything inside you expand.
Yes.
Because expansion is life and contraction is death. So
point.
the idea is to try to do as much as you can to be proactive in helping your body to continue to be able to do what you came here to do in this life. And,
Yeah.
that's really how we approach it.
Yes, that was my first book, The Energy of Expansion, and that's really what we focused on, is people creating their space of expansion rather than living in this contracted space. When you start to expand, you invite everything in. I mean, it just changes everything, and the way you're doing that with your music is amazing. and the message you're promoting with conscious breath and the way you were able to heal. I mean, that's really inspirational.
Thank you.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
And we'll be right back.
Right here on 702 Rocks, Internal Energies. Hey everyone, welcome back to 702 Rocks presents Internal Energies with
Minette
and Michelle, right here every Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. We just had some great interviews with Catfish from Dive Bomber and James Pells from J Pells Promotions. So guys, we're talking a little bit about internal energies and how you've taken your secrets of success and made them into a reality by bringing your internal energies out and making them alive. So we're talking a little bit about health and a little bit about, finding the love in whatever it is that you're promoting, artists, musicians, models, clothing, fashion. So from there, you guys are just off and doing your thing now. You're going to be starting off touring everywhere, Dive Bomber and J Pells Promotions. You're going to be obviously doing a lot of events and stuff. So you guys have a lot of stuff in the works. It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a balance because obviously my day job is I do search engine optimization for Fortune 500 companies during the day.
Wait a second.
What?
Oh,
Wait,
no.
Just another Tony comes out of the bag.
Hold the phone. So wait, you're a geek.
Who is this guy?
Correct.
Hey,
I am
geek
a
is
geek.
chic.
Yeah.
I like geeks.
As a matter of fact, my agency, Business Online, was just awarded by the Business Marketing Association the Agency of the Year, and my work with Hewlett-Packard, which is my biggest client, was given an SEO Excellence Award. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yay.
Pretty cool. So how did you
Congrats,
start
man, that's awesome.
with that and then turn into a rock star?
Well, it actually worked the other way. I started in the band, and I made a website for myself, I want to say 1998, 1997. And I figured out that nobody was coming to listen to my music, even though I had a website.
Really?
Yeah, imagine that. So that's when I discovered search engines, and I just got really into it and sort of just worked my way up the food chain. And I've been with my agency now for 10 years. And when we started, we were doing $20,000 deals, and now we do seven-figure deals, and it's been quite a ride.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I love these creative people we get to play with, and it's not just one
Incredible.
platform that you're contributing to. It's so much more. When you open up and expand like that, you have all these different gifts that you get to play with.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and like I said, that's why I say, like, if you would have told me 10 or 15 years ago where I'd be today, there's no way that I could have imagined it. But it's been a really interesting ride, and along the way, I've learned a lot about what we're talking about today in terms of the importance of energy and the importance of health and just the importance of spirituality as it applies to your journey in this life.
So
Absolutely.
besides conscious breath, if you had one more tip for the listeners when it comes to dealing when you were able to heal, what would you say is a good tip?
I would just say, well, for me, I would be remiss if I didn't say that, I'm Christian actually, and so my faith in Christ was one of the things that really was instrumental in me being able to get through the pain of the ordeal. Not even so much the surgery and the recovery, but leading up to my surgery. I never had dialysis. So my creatinine was like 16 before I had the surgery. They had to do a full blood transfusion on me.
Now, what's the normal level?
Normal is, high is 2, and mine's 0.8 today.
So at 16?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I couldn't sleep laying down because of the fluid buildup in my chest for like the last 2 weeks before my surgery.
Wow.
And the constant gout attacks, which is basically where your blood swells up and feels like it's filled with needles.
Insane.
So yeah, it was quite an ordeal, but I think just always, regardless of your religious outlook or regardless of your spiritual path, I just think that every day being positive, every day, even if it's your last day on planet Earth, because I could have gone through all that and knock on wood, get hit by a car tomorrow, right? So, it's all about just taking every day one day at a time and making the most that you can out of it, no matter what the circumstances. And if you do that on a consistent basis, usually at the end of the day, you find out that you land on your feet and things end up pretty good for you.
Yes.
So, Minette, as you could figure out, when I met Catfish and I knew how good he was being in the tech world, I was like, oh my God, please help me out. He helped me with my website and my blog, and ever since then, even if I'm stressed out, I call him.
Amazing.
And he totally helps me out. And he's a great friend. I'm very treasured to have him in my life.
Likewise.
And Definitely, it's amazing the people that you meet in your lives.
It is. It's such an inspiration. I mean, the choices, I think a lot of it comes down to choice if we were to say anything, like whether you're healing or in music or in fashion or art. Like James was talking about since he was the little bird from the nest, that he always knew something else was possible. So instead of shutting down, he opened up his space and started making all kinds of different choices to get him where he is now.
Love it.
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
So if you were to offer a tip to the listeners too about choosing or what your experience was, what would you offer to them?
About choosing, just
Yeah.
going out there and living life and what you choose to put out. Yeah, from my experiences, just what I've felt is, oh my gosh, I'm a complete failure all the time because I'm going out there and I'm trying all these new things. Like I'm actually taking action, and it's hard because I can see why a lot of people give up, because it's like going out. Yeah, it's like
it's a
all
lot of
this
heaviness.
fear and everything
Pressure
of not fitting into this system, and I feel like a complete outcast all the time. I feel like a loner. I feel like no one understands me.
But sometimes that means you're doing the right thing in some ways.
Totally.
When
and
you are unique.
When we bring our unique, special gift into this world, that is something that no one else in the whole universe, in the whole world has.
Yes.
And we need to stay true to that, because everyone wants to make us confined into being the same as other people, and we're not. So when we stand out and we express ourselves in a different way, people don't like, what the heck, that's kind of off. But then look at all these greats that changed the face of the world already,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
think about technology and how advanced it is now. The people that brought it to that level had to push those boundaries.
That's true.
Absolutely.
In every industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm here for, is to push the boundaries and to really just show people that really anything is possible. That cliche saying, anything's possible, if you put your mind to it. It doesn't make any sense if you don't really understand how this universe works.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so
So,
when we choose to not go in that box that reality tries to put us into, and we choose to explode out of that and expand into the unique gift that we really are. I mean, there's one of us in the entire world, in the entire universe. You know, how does it get better than that?
That's true.
And when we step into that space with those choices where anything truly is possible, we can create anything in our lives.
It's so scary, but the coolest thing is fear's never gonna go away.
That's true.
But it's your bravery and that courage to push past fear, because it's always going to be there, but you just have to keep pushing past it all the time. And that's what I've felt and gone through, is just, you know what, I'm super scared right now, but I'm going to do it.
So
it's
what
like talking to a girl,
Yeah.
So what was one of your scariest moments that you pushed through and you conquered?
Oh, definitely the family.
Yeah.
When your whole life is like, your whole goal is to make your family proud.
I think that's one of everyone's goals,
Yeah.
though.
Right?
A little bit, to
Right?
an extent.
So
yeah.
that's how it's all so relatable, is people are like, yeah, I want to make my mom or dad proud or whoever proud. But when they try to, they want you to do a certain way because they love you and they want you to have a good life.
looking out for you.
Looking
So
out
much
for you.
love,
Yeah.
but so much limitations.
Yeah, exactly, because they're only loving you the only way they know how to love you.
Yes.
And that may be not the way that you feel love is. It's all of these different ideas and opinions, but pushing past and breaking out of that, I'm not trying to impress or prove to anybody in my family or anyone in the world.
Yes.
I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just being.
Yes.
I'm just being James.
That's so cool.
It is amazing.
So
We're
love
all
it or hate it.
Yeah, we
Rock
love
on.
it. And when we stop doing for everyone else, we're choosing for everyone else. I'm doing this to make you proud, or I'm doing this to fit in this box, or doing this to have friends, or fit in this reality. When we stop doing and start being, it opens up that space to receive. That's so amazing.
And all the stress, like, you can just, it's like a weight off your shoulder. Like, oh, this feels great.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to go to the pool.
And I think it's almost a turn of how you think, your thoughts,
Yes.
and how you perceive life. It's definite, for sure, you probably had a lot of pressure of, I maybe mom and dad want me to do this. But on another level, you were like, there's something bigger for me. And I felt that when I came out to Vegas, because I'm from the small town of Central Coast, San Luis Obispo. All my family's there. No one has ever left.
Nice.
So I was the one to venture out, and I said, there's something else out there. I don't know what it is. It was a calling. It was a feeling. And I didn't know where I was going to go, but I definitely knew that there was an energy inside of me.
Yeah.
Quote, internal energy
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I felt like I had to venture out. And yeah, my mom and dad were like, what the F are you doing?
Yeah.
You need to come home. You need to stay focused. You need to get your goals,
Yep.
The whole career and marriage and kids and blah, blah, blah. I hate the Joneses.
I love the family like that. I love you
I'm
so
just
much.
saying, so I'm totally with you. I can totally relate. And I feel that there's a measure within yourself that you have to make yourself happy before anybody else, and whatever it may be. If it's basket weaving or scuba diving or being a geography rock climber looking for treasures, there's something out there for everybody.
Yeah, because we're such natural givers. I feel like human nature and that love is naturally giving. So we want to give, but we're not receiving.
Yes.
The ebb and flow. There's a blockage happening. So more people more people need to learn how to receive and some people receive too much, and they need to learn how to give, right? It goes both ways.
That's very true.
But we can't fully give ourselves our full love to someone when we're completely drained and empty. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, that's what I've been working with on a lot of people, because when we constantly give, we get to a place where we're kind of empty and we're like, what else, because your heart's still there and wants to give. So when we can practice receiving and we can fill ourselves up and give from that place of abundance rather than lack,
Oh, give me a hug.
what greater contribution can we be than that?
Yeah, seriously.
Reality. Yeah, that's when we start to make infinite change.
That's a huge, I mean, I think it sounds like a basic principle, but it's so all these laws and all these rules are so simple.
Yes.
But we like to make them so complex.
Yeah.
That's
we
true.
like to make them all like, oh, this is it can't be that simple. Actually, yeah, it is.
It can be if you choose it to be and allow the ease in.
Let's take off all the junk.
Yes. We're going to be going to a commercial, but when we come back, we have Rose with us, and she is going to teach us ways to raise our internal energies too. She's going to let people know about working with their angels and spirit guides, and so it's going to be
Excited
great.
for that.
Hello, and welcome back to 702 Rock's Internal Energies radio show, where we've been having an amazing show talking about creating more possibilities in your life and working with your internal energies to open up a space where you can receive more and contribute more. And with us now, we have Rose Catmull. She's an angel intuitive, and I've had the pleasure of working with her before, and she teaches some amazing classes, but she's really in tune with the angels and the energy of the angels. So she really works with people about tapping into their spirit guides or using the angels to help, whether it's with healing or clearing different energies that might be blocking us in our aura and our energetic field. Sometimes we have things that are left from the past, or it could even be other lifetimes or other things going on. So Rose kind of helps connect people with their angels and the energy of the angels for healing. So
Very
hi.
nice.
Hi, Minette. Thank you for having me. It's been a real pleasure meeting everyone today.
You got to get a little bit closer to the mic, Rose. There you go. Make love to the mic.
Hello. Yes. Isn't she gorgeous? She's my amazing friend. So the angels that she works with. So if you were to talk to someone about the energy of angels and healings, what would you like to tell them?
Well, Minette, often in life we find ourselves with struggles, and things sometimes seem to be aligned in a serendipitous way, where you seem to be at the right time in the right place, or you happen to meet the right person. And a lot of those forces that are unseen or really unknown to us, I consider them to be our angels, our guides and angels.
Yes, and working with them more, I think we can have a greater space of awareness. I notice a lot of times people say, like, the angels can give you messages. If you keep hearing the same song on the radio, they might be trying to communicate with you. Or if you keep seeing the same certain set of numbers, that they're trying to communicate a message to you. So talk about some of the ways they communicate with us in our everyday life.
It's funny, interesting you say that, because many times we're just not aware of it. Like you were saying, they will give us different signs, such as maybe using a number, or maybe a thought that comes into our mind of something that we were not really thinking about. Or often we receive a phone call from a dear friend and they tell us exactly the information we were looking for. So the number one thing is, once we become aware that there are angels and the possibility, like we've been saying, of receiving an assistance from that unknown source, but that is yet so real, then we begin to see the signs in our life.
Yes, I think there's so much magic in the universe that wants to contribute to us, but if we're not willing, they say you have to ask. If you don't ask, and then when you do open up that space where you're asking, you're ready to receive, be aware and don't have any expectations or conclusions of how that message is going to show up.
And sometimes we actually need to really know what it is that we want to receive. We keep talking about receiving, but oftentimes we don't have a clear definition of what it is that we are either worthy or deserving. And in knowing that we already are worthy and deserving, we should just define it. Why not go for the best or all that we can have? Like he was mentioning a minute ago, he is just in a space of being. And the same is with receiving. We just need to be in a space of receiving and allowing things to unfold, and that's where the angels come in and do their best work.
Oh, I love that. And what you mentioned too is a big point, because when people do open up that space to receiving, sometimes I've realized, like I taught a class and I was asking people, if you could have anything, what would you have? And it's funny, a lot of people initially jump to money. And the amounts of money they were saying, one woman's like, oh, I would love to have $1,000. Another woman said, I would love to have $1 million. And the other lady said, oh, no, that's too much. So sometimes we open up that place where we might not think we're worthy of receiving. So you work with people about opening up that space so where they can be worthy of receiving also, or clearing energies?
Absolutely. Removing the resistance to receiving, because many times we know we want to receive, we ask for what we want to receive, and yet when it manifests itself, we find ourselves pushing it away or not really identifying it. So we have a resistance to receiving. And when we remove that and just really are open up to embracing all possibilities, then we're open to really receiving.
Yes, and I know one of the classes that you teach that I really enjoy too is the Seraphim Blueprint. Do you want to tell us about that?
It's really a fascinating course that involves different energies. Think of it as vibrational frequencies. If they're already there, but if you are not aware that they exist or are not tuned into those, then you're not really using them. It's like a radio station, an amazing station that has always been there. But if you don't know the number, then you can't dial into it.
Vegas, solnetradio.com.
Yes.
Just had to throw that out.
Tune in now, internal energies.
So this class opens you up to receiving that number, that dial in, and have your personal genie in a bottle where you can communicate and connect with these beautiful beings. Like we were talking about having faith and creating from that space and being able to begin to manifest.
And I know some of these, I've experienced some of these attunements. I had a sacred geometry one that blew my mind. So when I received this attunement, it did make manifesting so much easier, and it did open up a completely different space. So it's really nice to be broadcast into that station now. So thank you for that.
It really is.
It is. Tell me about one of the other classes you teach.
I love different types of energies, and one of them is called Reiki, and that is becoming more and more mainstream, is the life force that runs through us and that recharges us in many ways. And I also teach another class is called New Paradigm Multidimensional Transformation.
Holy moly.
And just the name itself is really amazing, because when we talk about dimensions, we're talking about awareness, and it is about expanding our awareness to new possibilities and way of creating those possibilities, or receiving, once again, getting that number and dialing in to more empowerment.
Yes. And I know you do access bars too, because I've had the pleasure of teaching both of you guys how to be bars practitioners.
Amazing class.
It is. That's a really amazing energy modality too that I think is opening up to help people create awareness, because we were talking about this in the last class we were in together, that so many people come to some of these classes, because I'm a Reiki practitioner too, and I do NLP and EFT and theta healing and so many more, and it's really amazing that some of the people ask for these attunements and energy, but they're not really open to receive them, to have that awareness. So I know getting the bars run has helped a lot of people create more awareness in their lives of being open to open that space to receive.
It absolutely does.
It does. And so many more things. So do you want to tell us about your social media info and where they can reach you and your website?
Absolutely. I have a website, and it's at www.angelslightcoaching.com, and you can find more information in detail about all the different things that I teach. And I also do ongoing classes on developing your intuition and your psychic abilities, on connecting with your guides and angels. I believe it truly builds confidence in people, and it can transform their lives.
Yes, Rose is an angel intuitive too, so she does these really amazing readings. I know she's offered me one, so I'll be coming to have a session with her soon, and I'll be coming back and letting you know how that went and what her amazing gifts are. I'm looking forward to playing. Also, if you had a tool to give the listeners, if they haven't worked with the angels or the energy before, what would you give them as a tool or a way to start to connect, to open up, to invite that into their life?
There is that voice within us. Many times we feel it's like a gut feeling or a thought that we've had, or to begin to listen to that, because many times that is how they communicate. And how often do we say, "Oh, I knew it. I should have listened to myself, my own intuition." And that's to just really connect within you. The power is always within you.
Is there any words or anything they can say to start to connect, or should they just invite that intention in?
I'm open and ready to receive guidance and help, assistance from the angels. As soon as you invite them in, they will step forward and begin to create magic in your life.
I love that. And open and ready to receive magic in my life. How does it get better than that?
Yeah.
I always thought about guardian angels and stuff. And I do think that a lot of our ancestors look over us some of the times.
Absolutely.
And James, sorry if I interrupted, but James, I think you need to get Rose's number. I think you need to be working with this woman.
Totally.
So, yeah. Energies and angels and, internally there's so many things that is beautiful in this world. And I love all the guests that you're bringing. Every week I'm bringing guests, you're bringing guests, we mash them together, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, we're creating this beautiful space.
Love it.
We're in the flow.
Yes.
Going with it.
What would it take to create more flow for people to receive, for people to choose?
Go to our Facebook page. Internal Energies.
I love it. Yeah, this has been an amazing show.
I know.
Amazing
You're not going to be here next week, though.
No,
it's
I
not going to
will
be the
not.
same without you.
I will miss you.
I know. You're going to Colorado.
Yes.
So
I'm very excited.
InternalEnergies.com.
Yes.
Get more information about you.
Yes, www.internalenergies.com.
Nice.
I have 2 classes coming up, too. If anybody's interested in getting their bars run
Yeah.
or becoming a bars practitioner, I'm having that June 14th, so that's going to be pretty amazing. The last one was pretty amazing, too.
It's always amazing.
It is. There's so much energy in that room released. It's wow. You know what? My last class, it was so amazing. She's a theta healing practitioner.
Theta healing.
Theta healing. It's opening up the space with Creator and opening up that space to clear different energies that are either in your energetic body or through your history or other lifetimes. And it's an amazing.
I call that my kickboxing routine.
Yeah, that would get it all out.
That's what I do.
Nice.
But sometimes
Yeah.
we have these programs that are in us, so it helps delete those programs. But I had the lady say, I've never had joy in my life. I don't even know what joy is, and I've just never been that person that laughed. And I got an email 2 days ago that she told me she found her joy.
That is so sweet.
She says after she got her bars run, she found her joy.
You gotta love that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's so beautiful. I mean, it made me cry. It was so amazing.
Aw.
It just opens up that space for people to receive and be instead of do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How does it get any better than that?
How does it get any better than that? Just by asking that if I can give anybody, make that choice. And if something's happening, whether it's the best thing in the world or the worst thing in the world, ask the universe, how does it get any better than that? Because you're inviting it to show you how it can get better than that.
And like
Yeah.
Rose said, go with your gut feeling.
Yes, a lot
Don't
of times
think twice.
know what you know. If
Yeah.
you know what you know, we won't get led astray by so many others' energies around us, because we are energetic beings. Every cell in our body is conscious, and we're constantly picking up all this information. So if we make that conscious choice, and with conscious breath and so many of these other tools, we can open up that space to receive infinite possibilities.
Absolutely. So here at Vegas All Net Radio, don't forget that, hey, they can film your show. You can buy an hour here if anyone's interested. You come talk to me. I'm going to have an office here on Monday. That's right.
Yeah.
And right. That's right. So if anyone is interested, you can come check me out here at Vegas All Net starting Monday. Come in my office, have a meeting, buy an hour, get on VANR, and be a star of your show. Just like Minette, I'm so proud of you. I would have never guessed in a million years you'd have your own radio show.
I know, let alone 2 best-selling books. So
I know.
I was just like he was saying earlier, if you had told me that I'd be in energy work and things like that, I was in business, CFO and things like that. So
That's
if
right.
you told me I'd be working with the energies now and inviting in infinite possibilities, wow.
So everybody have a great weekend. Don't forget Country Saloon with Dive Bomber tomorrow night. And we will see you every Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. right here on Vegas All Net Radio with 702 Rocks presents Internal Energies with
Minette,
and Michelle.
have an amazing weekend.
Bye-bye.
Magic.